You can choose as a junior and senior to either be a IB diploma candidate or an IB certificate student. And an IB certificate student just takes whichever IB International Baccalaureate courses that are interesting to them. A full IB diploma candidate has a few more requirements that they must be very cognizant about. So first of all, we have these things here called TOK, and we also have something that is called the extended essay. TOK stands for Theory of Knowledge, and that is a course that any student in the school can take. It's a great course, not a whole lot of homework, but really gets you thinking about how do we know the things that we know, and how can we explain to others what we know and understand what it is that they know. So Theory of Knowledge, again, is for anybody in the school that's a junior. It starts during second semester of your junior year, and if you're a diploma candidate, you have to do the full course, which goes into the first semester of your senior year. Now, the extended essay occurs during a 0 hour between around end of October of your junior year and ending around November of your senior year. So just during that 0 hour time, October to November, and you write a 4,000 word report on something that's interesting to you while having the support of not only your 0 hour teacher, but also a supervisor that's in a different content area that will help you complete the project. So I've got here, first of all, that you're going to have to take one of two English courses. We have English Language and Literature, SL, and we also have Literature, HL. Both of them have that literature component where you're looking at texts the way that we normally think of them for an English course, like books and poetry. The language aspect of it looks at different ways that we can consider literature to be part of our language, like looking and analyzing commercials and things like that. So that's the big difference between them. The other thing that we need to notice is HL versus SL. HL stands for higher level. Those are courses that have to take a full 2 years. They get you to go even more in depth into a few topics than the standard level course does, and that's what SL stands for, standard level. It's not necessarily thinking of like a regular level and an honors level, which sometimes people get confused when they see H, they think honors. It's not really that. It's just the amount of content that has to be covered and therefore the amount of years that it takes. Both our English Language and Literature SL as well as our Literature HL takes a full 2 years. So that's junior and senior year. And that's why I have blocked out here that we've got English all the way through. So you'd get all of those credits of English. Now we'll talk about what you can decide to take in a moment. That's our group 1. Group 2 is a language acquisition course. So that's looking for trying to get the skills of a different language. And again, since our mother tongue that we have as a school is predominantly English, that's what we have to have for our group 1. Group 2 language acquisition would be another language. So the ones that we currently offer here in the 2021-2022 school year are Hebrew, French, German, and Spanish. So most of our students that are taking one of these would be taking level 4 in both semesters of their junior year, and then they would have that IB level and test in level 5 as a senior. Now, where this sometimes is different is generally in our Hebrew students, they will finish their language in their junior year, but sometimes that also happens with our French, German, and Spanish students that have been a little bit more advanced in their languages. They'll finish it up in their junior year, which means their senior year, they don't have a language acquisition course to take. Now, group 3 are called individuals and societies, and we have 2 options for those. We have history, HL, which goes from your junior year through the end of your senior year, or we have psychology, SL. And this is not the AP version of the course. This does actually have to say IB in it. And it's really cool because you get to do your own psychological experiment as part of the course. This is just a 1-year course, so it could either occur in your junior year or in your senior year. One of the two, you get to decide. Group 4 are the sciences. And we have a number of different options here and different where we can take those courses as well. So group 4, we've got chemistry, which is a 3rd semester course. We have it just here in the junior year because you already took it, the first part of it, as a sophomore. You could also take physics either in your junior year or for the year of your senior year. That's another one of those either ors. You could also take sports, exercise, health science, which again, like physics, is either your junior or your senior year. Or you could take biology, HL, which would go from your junior year to your senior year. Then we have group 5, which is your mathematics course. And depending on where you're at, you could take AP Calc, which is the first year of IB analysis, HL, and then that would continue to the end of your senior year. Or you could take pre-calc your junior year and then take IB analysis SL in your senior year. Or if you wanted, you could take AP Calc and then you could take IB analysis SL through your senior year. Or you could do the IB analysis SL as a junior and get your math done with here. And then you could take something like AP Calc, or you could take AP Stats as a senior. So those are the first 5 groups. Then you have to take a group 6 course. And the group 6 course that we have, or you have to take a 6 course. We only have one group 6, which is IB Film, but you don't have to take IB Film. So any 6th course, so you have to take groups 1 through 5, and then you get to pick your 6th course, which is either in group 6 itself or something somewhere else in these group 1 through 5. The ones that you could do another language, which we've had students do before. You could do both history and psych, or you could do an additional science. The ones that you cannot do a second one of are the group 1s or the group 5s. So let's look at the requirements a little more. Again, you have to have TOK registered for. which is the second semester junior year, first semester senior year. You have to have extended essay as a second semester junior year, actually first semester junior year kind of through part of first semester senior year. So you have to register for that. And then you have to have these requirements in orange over here. So you have to have 3 higher level courses, 3 standard level courses. Those courses have to come from groups 1 through 5, and then you have to have a 6th course, as I was describing, could be a repeat of one of the other topics. So common things, HL courses could either be in English, history, biology, or math. And sometimes this math one, depending on where you are in the math pathways already, kind of determine which of the 3 HLs you're going to have. So I'm going to do what's pretty common is a HL in English. Again, this is just an example. HL, that takes both semesters, each junior and senior year. So there's one of my HLs. And then another common one that people take are that history HL in group 3. I'm just going to do a line across here because it fills in all of those, again, just like English did. So that's my second HL. And then another common, again, if the mathematics is limiting because of where you are on the pathways already, that bio HL. So those are pretty common. Let's say that you were a PSI kid, and so you've done Spanish forever. You're actually going to take what is a group 1 language, but it counts for your language acquisition. So Spanish 9, which is that AP Spanish that you take, turns into, as a second year, Spanish 10, which is SL, language and literature. So you would take 9 and 10, and that gives you your first SL. And I should have been crossing these off along the way. So my group 1 here is the English. My group 2 is the Spanish. My group 3 is the history. My group 4 is the bio. And again, I was assuming this one was at a spot where my math just wasn't at the level where I would be wanting to or able to take math HL. So let's say I take pre-calc as a junior, then I would take math SL as a senior. Okay, maybe you are at a different spot and you're like, okay, I want to take math analysis, but I want to finish it as a junior. You can do that. Math SL would finish here, and then you'd end up with a spot for an elective that entire senior year. So we've got the math options there, 2 different ones that we've talked about, depending on where you are on your pathways. And then you have to take a 6th course. Now you can take a up to 2 exams or finish 2 courses as a junior. So if we're on this one with the fictitious Math SL finishing here as a junior and having the elective space here as a senior, you could take 1 more exam as a junior. So let's say you've done well in chemistry this year and you want to take chemistry SL as a junior. That finishes at the end of first semester. So here again, you end up with an elective space. And since you would be done with all of your requirements here, we've got the SL from math and the SL from chemistry. That means that this whole spot here would be electives as seniors. And then we have opposite these TOKs, more spots for electives. So you don't just have to fill up your schedule with IB courses, you can also fill in where there are different electives. If you would like to talk